All right, Harold, day three. I'm super excited to be talking a little bit more today about some of the different use cases people have for these solutions and products, especially a lot of these ones that we've been talking about a lot this week. And I know you've done a lot of work around some of these buzzy words of sovereign and disconnected operations. And I thought this would be a really great opportunity for you to help showcase a little bit about the different ways that folks can use those tools and technologies for their specific use cases in their environments.
Yeah, definitely. Let me give you a quick run through of what we're building.
Yeah, that'd be
So,
great.
yeah, super. So with our Azure local with disconnected operations, it's really targeting this whole sovereign space. So the first thing customers are asking, like, can I get my own domain names? So notice here, we're basically building an local Azure with your own portal, running in your own data center with the same tools. So it's the same consistent Azure experience. And you can see here, you can manage virtual machines, all of your local Azure local infrastructure. You can create VMs, whether that's a Windows-based or a Linux-based VM type. And of course, we are also supporting Kubernetes. So that means you can really run your workloads fully disconnected, fully air-gapped with your own endpoints. You can manage and deploy them just as in Azure, just running locally. So here you're seeing on a deployment example of setting up a Kubernetes cluster. And this is, of course, a Kubernetes cluster with Azure Arc. You select the VM type, you bring your own public key, you scale out your node pool. You can add as many node pools as is supported, choose the local accounts, and then connect that to the logical network that you want to deploy that AKS cluster on. And of course, Azure Local supports multiple LNets and now also NSGs. So you can really start building your own private cloud, just similar with constructs as in Azure. So when the AKS cluster deploys, as in this example, you can start layering on top workloads. And notice we also have Azure Container Registry that also is one of the services available on disconnected operations for Azure Local. So here you can see you have the same portal interfaces, and you also have the same automation that is back here. So you can use AZ command line tools to get the credentials for your AKS cluster. You can use the same kubectl commands to also deploy workloads afterwards. So notice here we're using kubectl commands to get the nodes that are running locally, deploy the Helm charts and the applications using the local endpoints with container registries. And you can, of course, then scale it out um, depending on your workload size, as long as this is connected to your own local endpoints. So same tooling, same Azure services that you have in public cloud, just running locally with those local endpoints. So you can see here, the workload that we're deploying is actually running a local container registry. So you see Autonomous Cloud Private. This is my own domain name. So that means you can create additional container registries, deploy that, really think about your whole DevOps lifecycle, running fully air-gapped to support that, let's say, deployment workflow. So that's super quickly, in a nutshell, what we're building with our whole private sovereign cloud with disconnected operations, supporting these kind of scenarios, building high, deploying low, deploying air-gapped, and really thinking about that full life cycle for how to deal with this. So I hope that was a useful rundown, super quickly.
Yeah, no, that was extremely useful. I definitely appreciate the walkthrough. I think this is a topic that I've heard a lot of customers talk about for years, especially, when we first acknowledged that Azure Local had levels of connectivity requirements, it oftentimes means it didn't always meet everybody's use case. And it's just a great way to expand the catalog of capabilities under Azure Local by bringing disconnected operations into the fold. So thank you so much for all the work you and your team have done to make this a reality for our customers.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, this is super exciting and exciting times. So really looking forward to this product hitting GA.
Great. Have a great rest of the time at your conference.
Thank you. You too.